Hey guys, what's good? Today, there's a spooky event, and I haven't done the spooky in quite a while, specifically on this profile, even though I've wanted to do it because it's gonna make me tons of money, because real life got in the way. University has recently started back up, and I'm looking at this kind of stuff all day. It takes a lot of time out of my life, and so I don't really have that much time to play. Mostly I've just been watching over the minions, making sure that these minions, specifically, are getting looted every day so I can just collect their resources and keep stacking up their stuff, as well as unlocking more minion slots, because damn do I want more minion slots. They're gonna make life a lot easier. Not to mention I've had all these upgrade timers going the whole time. But finally, we're gonna get to the bazaar. Today is the day where I finally pop this XP. Whoa! Can't yeet myself into the void. Pop this forging XP boost that I picked up from the snow event. Let's see if I can get there. We are at 900 out of 1,000. This one should be it. And we peeked over. Finally, I have access to the bazaar. Now that I've finally got access to the bazaar, it opens up a lot of avenues for profit that I didn't have before, as well as a ton of minions that I can now actually unlock. Most importantly, I can sell these kind of items here, the ones you get from the spooky event, as well as the winter event, so I can make a ton more money than I'm currently doing, while being a lot more lazy, because I'm a lazy boy, and that's how I like to do things. First off, I want to check how much my loot from winter events actually sells for. I collected a few winter events, not all of them. I competed in a singular one because I had enough time just sitting aside. I think I was taking a break from either a C++ course or a Java course. I can make 1.2 million. That's not a bad amount. It's not as much as I was hoping for, but I'm kind of hoping that this candy event that's coming up will manage to overcome that amount because I'm looking to buy full Wise. Wise will give me better reforged stats and will give me the opening towards becoming a mage in dungeons, which is the end goal game, is to have max mage set in dungeons. And I think that's going to be the most entertaining way, as well as the most motivating way to make a ton of profit. I know that technically I could have gambled out those white gifts and those red gifts to see if I could make more profit off of the snow minions, but I think selling all of them for 600-ish K instead of trying my best to see if I could even get 3 to make that amount of money, because you're going to need 3 to sell at 200K each to make that kind of profit, or to make the gamble worth it, and I have tried so many times in the past to get snow minions, and it just doesn't work out. But another thing we've been doing is we've been grinding up combat in the Obsidian Sanctuary, specifically to try get to combat 16 so we can actually use our dragon armor. I didn't get there because it took so long with this rod to get there, but I did end up getting enough levels, the goal being 126, to get this Unreal Runan's Bow maxed out. Except for obviously hot potato books, but let's not talk about that. That's not happening for quite a while. That's going to make this spooky event so much nicer to run, especially since I don't have a quiver unlocked. So this Infinite Quiver 5 is going to make my arrow economy much better. Before I wasn't making profit off shooting a single arrow, but now I might actually make profit because I might not even fire the arrow. It still sucks that Infinite Quiver 10 is glitched, because you still use arrows with Infinite Quiver 10, even though it's a 100% return rate. Personally think they should just, at Infinite Quiver 9, switch it to an infinity book, just the standard Minecraft vanilla enchant. Might make life easier, but that depends on how they've decided to implement other enchants that are standard, like sharpness, because again, I don't know how they've implemented it. They might have created their entirely new enchant, which has a different leveling system or has a different scaling ability. Let's claim up the presents and all the money from it. That's 1.5 mil round. And then if we go to the banker, someone's in my way. Well, no, I don't want to deposit. I want to withdraw it all. How much am I finally at? I'm at 2.2. Is that enough? I'm going to go check what the bazaar prices on Wise Dragon armor is. So let's say custom amount. I believe the cheapest on the auction house is a helmet. It's $490. And on the auction house, I believe it's somewhere around $320. For bins, at least. I only use bins because screw auctions. Let's grab Wise. Let's plop it down to lowest price. Let's grab all the way down to legendary. And I know I have to go to at least the second page. We've got Wise Holy, Wise Holy. Finally, a Godly Wise Helmet for 350. 340. And it's enchanted. I'm just going to take that outright. Going to be cheaper. Let's buy up the rest of the pieces. After spending roughly, I think we were at 2.2, so that makes we spend around, my brain's not working, 1.6 mil on Wise Dragon Armor. Does that make sense? Yeah, 1.6 mil on Wise Dragon Armor. We have got 2 unenchanted Wise Dragon pieces, of which one is already reforged. I'm going to be switching this to pure because I want that crit chance for the event. And 2 fully enchanted pieces, which are both, again, not on the right reforge. I'm going to have to spend some money reforging. But I may have purchased a wrong type of boots at one point, because this very Wise Dragon boots over here that I think I bought for 340. Yeah, 345. I resold for 320 because they actually got a ultimate enchant on them. They weren't necessarily starred, but apparently they had been converted to dungeon boots, which meant obviously I can't use them because I do not have Catacombs 28, and I don't think I ever will get Catacombs 28, considering how much effort that is and how much grinding you need to do. And like the amount of money you need to be able to do half of that grind is not worth it. But that shouldn't stop us from using our little friend here, the blacksmith, to reforge this. Oh, it actually says it. Wait, did they update Bad Lions Skyblock? Will this work? I don't think it will, but let's see if this works. I'd be really surprised. We're trying to get everything to pure. At least it did change color, but will it lock it for me? It does! Oh, that's sick. Okay. We're getting everything to pure so we can have maximum crit chance when I finally do hit Combat 16. That took just under 80k, so not that bad. I'm pretty okay with that. But we now have full Wise, and that full Wise is going to be extremely handy for that crit chance, as well as the extra damage, as well as just being a better armor set than what we currently have. What we currently have has better defense, I believe. Never mind, I take that completely back. This armor set destroys Hardened Diamond. Of course it does, it's a dragon set. Again, I also do not have the correct enchants on here, so maybe that makes the difference. No, 15 defense doesn't make the difference. But all of that defense means nothing if I can't actually use the armor set. And as you see, it still says the requirement on the armor, which means I don't have the requirement to use it yet, which is obvious. I only have combat 15. I need to go back down into the caves and start grinding myself out a lot more combat. And that's going to take me quite a while. We're looking at about 24 XP per kill. Obviously is not great, as I need how much? Around 17,000. So I'll be here for a bit. Hopefully I'll get it before the spooky event. And then we'll see what kind of profit I can make off spooky. And then I think that's the end of the video for today. The end of the progress I'm going to make today. I may have had a slight oversight. I forgot one thing that I wanted to get before we go into actually grinding. And that's going to be I'm bought off the bazaar in a sec. I need the money for it. I'm happy that we didn't end up spending all of this skin. Okay. That we didn't spend all of the money that we have, because I still wanted to buy a god pot. A god pot, 24 hours, is plenty of time. It's going to get us through the spooky event. It's going to give me a crit chance boost. It's going to give me a bunch of damage boost as well. And it's just going to make life quite a lot nicer. And especially since I don't have to buy it with my own cash. I can just yeet one for 250 from the... Oh. Let's try that again. I can just yeet one from 250 off the auction house. Pop that bad boy. Suddenly speed up. Get a bunch of jump. Okay, well, that kind of ruined my moment. Speed up, get a bunch of jump boosts, get all of those effects toggling through my tab. I also don't like this new tab at all. It looks kind of disgusting. But we're at a 92% crit chance. Pull out the bow. Puts us at 100 with 222 crit damage. Haven't actually tested the damage with all of this setup. But let's go to the deep caverns and let's test out my rod damage. We're here. 900. Wow, okay, that's like double the amount of damage I was doing before. That is a sizable increase in damage. And I'm wondering how sizable. Okay. Okay. Never mind. That, combat XP boost isn't as high I was hoping it to be. I'm wondering if this is enough to grind Crypt Ghouls, because I can two-shot Crypt Ghouls now. Crypt Ghoul grinding might actually be better just for XP overall. I'm going to think about how much I get from a Crypt Ghoul and how much I get from this. Which one speeds me up more? Let's compare. Snag myself a low player hub. This seems to be a perfectly private hub. That's nice. Walk down into the caverns. Hello, Crypt Ghouls. You guys can do quite a bit of damage to me, I'm pretty sure. I want to bait you out. Okay, you're doing like 40. But you are a 2-hit. I'm doing 1,100 damage. And I'm getting quite a bit more combat XP. It's not necessarily double, so I don't actually know which one will be faster. Considering in the deep caverns I get a lot more kills consecutively, I feel like. But here I can have a private lobby, so I think I'll actually end up with more kills overall. The only thing I can't deal with is a golden Crypt Ghoul. Those guys are still way too tanky. How many is that? 45 hits I would need to kill one of them. That's not happening. I was gonna do a nice final hit getting to combat 16. But I'm a potato and I messed it up. I hate my life. Anyway, we finally hit level 16. We got a few more levels on this Griffin pet, which really isn't that important. The Griffin pet's now just like a small stat boost. It's not too small of a stat boost, but he is just a stat boost at this point. But that does mean I can finally put on the other piece of armor. The other set, which I have already put into my wardrobe. Here we go. Put them on. My health gets buffed quite a bit. My defense gets buffed quite a bit. And what's my damage at? 1.3 instead of 1.1. You know what? That's a sizable upgrade. I don't mind that. That's a pretty decent upgrade. It's like 200 damage, but considering I'm using a rod instead of something I should be using, and I'm using Wise Dragon armor instead of what would probably be recommended to me, which I believe would be Unstable Dragon, because it gives quite a big damage boost for being kind of cheap. That's not a bad boost. Not a bad boost. Now I just need to go attend Spooky. With Spooky rapidly approaching, I'm going to go over what I'm planning on doing for this Spooky. My plan is, I'm just going to sit here on top of the Wolf's Den, or the, like, Ruins Castle. Because I know I could do skeletons, and I could easily grind skeletons with my full setup, especially with the God Pot, because I'm fast enough. But I don't think it's going to be worth it, considering the fact that other people are going to come and try take from me, these two guys up there. There's a good chance they're already claiming it, and it's not going to really benefit me that much, since I'm not in full bat. And I don't think the difference is going to be that great. I don't even think I'm going to get to 1,000 points, maybe. I'm hoping so, because around 1,000 points you'll be making a mill off candy. And I could really use a mill to begin my dungeon exploration. Because I think, next episode, if I can get a mill off this, I'll be moving into doing dungeons and getting my first mage weapon. I do have to give props to Fezzy,
This is the
because
second anvil use on the bow.
he manages to do something incredible. He makes 30 viruses.
Nice.
Somewhat boring ass streams into extremely nice content to watch to and just like vibe to.
So now,
While I'm here, he makes it entertaining. Fezzy's edits. Well, that's 2 potatoes in 1 episode. I officially hate myself. Guess what? I thought there was telekinesis on that book. There wasn't telekinesis on that book. So I went down to pick up my 1 green candy that I could find. It's been 15 minutes. 16. How did I not notice? I am disappointed in myself. I need a new private lobby. Oh, why? Instead of 2 green candies, This is what about 50 minutes of farming should have looked like. I hate myself. I could have easily had around a stack or just under a stack of purples. I'm not gonna make the 1 mil mark, am I? Just not gonna make it. Just not gonna happen. I hope I can like turn it up a notch in this last little bit. This last 30 minutes. Well, it's kind of nice to know that there's a fishing festival immediately after. Should I go participate or just, stay alive? I don't really want to die. Not with a god pot on, though it might be actually pretty beneficial. Overall, XP-wise, it might be a good idea. Get my fishing in, but I really can't be asked. I've only got 315 points. Oh, no. Yeah. Well, that didn't go very well. I guess that last quarter I didn't do as well as I thought I did. The last half. Because I got about half of this in 1 quarter. Damn. I'm surprised. I'm somewhat actually surprised. I could sell now for 244k. I guess I just didn't make as much as I thought I would. Nowhere near as much as I thought I would. Whatever. I'll sell now. Put myself at a decent amount. Getting interest over time. That's fine. Though I am actually kind of bummed out. I really was expecting more from this to get more money, but I guess it's the fact that the candy talisman isn't up. Yeah, candy artifacts, probably what I should have done. I should not have sold 64 of that. I don't think I had enough for purple. But maybe getting that 62 back might not be a bad idea. Get myself at least a mild upgrade. Sure. This was a mistake on my part, but I'll create a buy order of 60. That's 1,000. 64. Plop those down. There we go. Instantly filled. Easy life. Put all the coins back. So I'm still at around 500k. And I can now yoink myself an upgraded candy ring. I think tomorrow, I'm going to start with aka next episode, I'm going to start with the dungeons grind. I'm going to also buy up the rest of the enchants for this armor. And I think I'm going to start the dungeon grind, aiming to get to Catacombs 9 so I can get myself full zombie soldier at necrotic and give myself a mage weapon, finally, instead of using this Runaan's bow. But that means I'm probably going to be archer for the first few runs of dungeons.